All right. Let's finish our introduction to programming, and in this discussion we're going to talk about hardware and the digital part of software. And so you can remember our definition of a computer is a machine that takes some kind of input and does some kind of processing and produces output. And so it does have a machine that is equal to hardware, right? And then you have some kind of instructions that are carried out, and you can think of that being your software. Your hardware consists of your CPU, which is the brains of your computer where all the processing is done. And in your CPU, you can also have little tiny pieces of little tiny pieces of data storage called registers. And so these registers are the closest thing to the processing, and you can think of where we store data on a computer is faster, of course smaller, we can store smaller amounts, but it is faster to retrieve and faster to store the closer we get to the CPU. And so then we have the RAM, which is the random access memory. And this is where the programs are stored while they're running. Now, there are times that it takes advantage of the registers, but the whole program is stored in the RAM while it's running. And while it's not running, and where it is saved, so the programs are saved, on the hard drive. You also have files on the hard drive as well. And so software are these programs that are stored on the hard drive, and then you can run them, and they're temporarily stored in RAM and retrieved, retrieved and put into registers and processed in the CPU. So what is your primary piece of software that's on a computer that makes the computer run? That would be your operating system. And what's its purpose? I would say the best answer to this is the interface between the hardware and your programs, or I should say applications. Because a program can be an operating system, which is a piece of software, and then applications are a lot more high level that sit on top of sit on top of OS. All of our software is based on discrete numbers because we're based on circuits. And remember, circuits are either on, off, open, close, however you want to think about that. And so we get a 1, 0, or however you want to think about that, which is a base 2. Also called binary. What do most people use in the world? Yes, we use decimal, which is base 10. And what is our range for each digit? We can go from 0 to 9 in each place, right? In the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and on and on. And notice that in a base 2, we can go from 0 to 1. And so we get 2 numbers in each position or placeholder. And we get 10 numbers in a base 10, but they range from 0 to 9 because 0 is included, so that makes 10 numbers. And so what is hexadecimal? That is base 16, and what's the range for each digit or placeholder in a number? That's right, 0 to, oh, how do we say 15? That would take up 2 positions, right? And so once we get to 9, then we have to express the 10 through 15 positions with one place or one something in each placeholder. So that would be your A through F. Okay. So decimal is based on powers of 10. You can think of when we want to express 30. That is saying that we have 3 times 10 to the 1 plus 0 times 10 to the 0. And 10 to the 0 is 1, right? So you always get 0 through 9 ones. And then this, of course, is 10, and then you get 100, and you have so many of those added together. And that's what gives you that number 30. Binary is the same exact way. It's based on powers of 2. And so you can think of it going in this direction. Oops. Going in this direction. On and on and on and on, right? And you're going to say what you have in each one plus each one of these, right? We just don't know what this is. Times. What is this? Times. Okay. And so now let's look at when we have a number 32 and we're told base 10. Then once again that means 3 times 10 to the 1 and 2 times 10 to the 1, and those added together gives you that number 32. And so if you're told you have this number and it's base 2, well then you have 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. And you can look at this as being still the number 32 in base 10, but is expressed as 1 with 5 zeros in base 2. So how would we express 35 in base 10? Well, it's 35, right? How do we express this in base 2? Well, we can see that we get 32, right, by multiplying 2 to the 5th. And so we need 5 more. That would be, oops, that would be 3 more than that, which would be 1, 2 to the 0, and 1, 2 to the 2, right? Because we need to get a 2 plus another 1. And so we would have 0 times our 2 to the 4, 0 times 2 to the 3, 0 times 2 to the 4, 2 to the 2, because that's 4, plus 1 times our 2 to the 1, and plus 1 times our 2 to the 0. So notice this is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. And that gives us the number 35 in base 2. Now, how about base 16? Well, in base 16, we know that 2 16s give us 32, right? So 2 16s is going to give us that 32. And how many more ones do we need? We need 3 ones, right? And so that number is 23, and base 16 is equal to 35 in base 10. which is equal to this number down here in base 2.